Hello and welcome back to Clinic on Cue, the show where we pick the brains of everyone and anyone working in clinical research. I'm your host, Shauna Cusack, Global Sales Manager with Atlantia Clinical Trials. Today I'm joined by Dr. Onthatile Serehete, our esteemed Medical Study Manager at Atlantia.
Thank you for having me, Shauna.
So to start us off, could you tell us a bit about your role and what a typical day looks like for you?
Okay. A typical day for me would include patient or participant visits here at our clinic in Cork, where we'll do physical exams or any procedures that need to be done as well. So that will be mostly in the morning. Just tend to do most of our visits here early in the morning. And then in the afternoon, we'll be more reviewing their safety blood results as they come in, reviewing the x-rays or MRI reports, the blood results. With that, then I have a lot of meetings with the team to, training on safety issues, trying to keep up with the relevant clinical trial and safety for participants in all our clinical trials. And then on some days, I do meet with other team members like the science team, and I collaborate with them in the clinical study report writing, or I interact with your team as well, the sales teams, and the proposals that they may have, any input on the inclusion-exclusion criteria of participants. So in short, my role here is to ensure participant safety in all our clinical trials.
Sounds like a busy day.
It is. Every day is a busy day
and
here.
Varied, so you're involved in a lot of different aspects of
Yes.
area.
That's what keeps it exciting for me.
Okay, and I know also as well you travel a little bit with us, so do you like that aspect of where you get to visit different parts, meet different people?
Yes, it's very important as a medical doctor to keep abreast of any clinical information and relevant information, as medical information always changes every year. So that is exciting for me to be able to learn from my peers and colleagues in the industry, and also to, get out there, see what is the latest advances and how we can use all of that back here at Atlantia. So that would be a small part of what I do, would be the travel. So
Okay, so then going back to your early years in clinical research, what were they like, and do you notice a big difference in how things operate today?
Yes, I think definitely in my early years, there was no GDPR for starters. And in what we do collect a lot of data. So the handling of data, even though I wouldn't be forefront in data management, but as a clinician, and there's a lot of sensitive information that we're holding, I've seen the changes and how strict it is to protect the participants' right, which is always a good thing. And though my early years would have been in South Africa, just by dealing with global sponsors in pharmaceutical space or nutraceutical space, we would be impacted by the European GDPR as well. Another aspect is the move from centralized trials, which is more at our clinic sites, to decentralized trial, which is exciting because we're starting to do that here at Atlantia. That wouldn't have been a thing when I started in my research. Everything had to be done at site. Everything was quite hands-on, for lack of a better term.
Okay, so moving on to the next question. Diversity and inclusion is a hot topic in clinical research, as you know. So in your opinion, what is the value of diversifying study populations?
So that's an excellent question, Shauna, and it's a topic of interest to me. So for me, any products that we aim to put on the market should be reflecting the entire general population. It's not good enough to say this product only works in a certain population. Therefore, we should not be testing it in a limited profile of people. So diversity and inclusion for me would be trying to represent what is actually out there in the consumers that we're marketing on. And that, in my opinion, should be reflected in our inclusion-exclusion criteria for trials.
Yeah. I know when we're dealing with clients a lot, they always push for really tight inclusions and exclusions. And I'm like, do them people actually exist in the world? Like, are we going to be able to find these types of populations? And you have to be realistic sometimes when you're talking about finding population criteria.
I agree with that. What we in medicine call the physiological man, 70 kg, appropriate BMI, and all of that. And then you look around in a shopping mall or around your house at Christmas, and
it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist anymore.
Unfortunately,
exactly.
Okay, and then just following up from that, then regarding diversity and inclusion in clinical trials, what do you think is the cost of doing nothing?
The cost of doing nothing is that we exclude a market that would benefit a lot from these products. To a sense, will be false advertising. Like if you're saying this drug A is going to work, it should be able to work on everybody because you've done the clinical trials. But if you've had a limited population and you only have data from a subset of a representation of the world, then does your product really work? Can you say it really works on everybody? So for me, that is the problem that we're seeing, is it a true representation? And if it's not, then it's a false representation.
Do you think it's better to start off with a diverse population and work down into target populations, or do you think that we should just be looking at very broad populations in
I
general?
think we should be looking at very broad population. We all eat, would all benefit from healthy alternatives, which is the whole point of nutraceutical field, is to have healthier, more natural alternatives. And this would benefit everybody, you know, and people who are not able to access trials, those are the people that we actually need to be targeting, because they may not have the resources or finances to afford pharmaceutical versions. So nutraceutical has a great opportunity to fill that gap, but that should be reflected in our trials as well.
Really good answer, thank you. What are your predictions for the future of clinical trials?
Remote trials, which is a bit scary just from a medical health perspective, but I see a lot more remote. I see also a bigger gap in diversity inclusion, because the more we use our technology, there's groups of people who are still lagging behind. So if everything is over iPads and the internet and stuff like that, then we're excluding older generation, low-resourced communities as well. So unfortunately, I think that will be the downside of us being more and more technologically advanced.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then in terms of just AI, because it's very buzzy at the minute, how do you see that impacting clinical trials?
I think it's a double-edged sword. It's making all our life easier, but people may think they can do certain expertise or be knowledgeable enough based on artificial intelligence on certain expertise. And in my opinion, it will never replace a lot of, you know, we still need actual pilots to fly the plane, not AI. We still actual doctors to
think like
treat
a combination
people. Exactly,
yeah.
There's definitely a role for AI. We just need to be careful and use it wisely. Okay. Yeah.
Noted.
Yeah.
Okay, we're into the rapid fire round. So I'm going to just shoot some questions at you, and the first thing that pops into your mind, hit me with it.
Okay.
So let's go. One word to describe your first clinical trial experience.
Steep curve.
Okay. Word document or handwritten notes?
Handwritten notes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Favorite snack?
Biscuits.
Any type of biscuit?
Shortbread.
And is there something you miss from home?
Yeah, eat some s'mores, which are like specific shortbread biscuits.
Okay.
I love biscuits.
Can you get them sent over?
Yes, you can, at a price.
Yes, of course. The biggest myth about clinical trials that you want to debunk?
That it's all hocus and pocus.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Yeah, it is scientifically backed research. Yes, it's real. Yeah.
There you go. And last one, best way to unwind after work. I know where this one is.
Is this a PG show?
No, we're good. It's YouTube. It's fine.
Wine and a good series. I'm watching Shameless right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is there an English and an American one?
The US one.
The US one. Okay.
Yeah. So TV and wine.
Red or white?
Red always.
Red. Okay. And moving into the last question.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So if you weren't working in clinical trials and had to do something else with all of your free time, what would that be?
Travel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite place that you travel to?
I want to see Italy because it's a combination for me, food and travel. So anywhere where there's good food, you'll find me there.
And then, so in terms of that's kind of your passion is travel. Do you have any hobbies that interest you?
Reading. Yes, I've kind of fallen off the bandwagon with reading, but it used to be quite a good pastime of mine, and I'd like to go back onto that.
Fiction?
Oh, fiction always, yes.
Okay. I always fiction
Yeah,
too.
always fiction. I see enough realistic drama.
I know. You've read enough books in your time.
Exactly.
Fiction is the way to go.
So I need an escape, so fiction all the way.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Great chatting to you. Okay, so we've come to the end. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe below because we have plenty more content coming soon.